Alright guys, this is going to be my video to show you how to steal the AC-130, or in this game it's called the Titan. Obviously it's at the military base, so we're going to run through the military base here, make this sharp right, try to avoid these tanks. Oh my god, don't get shot by those, it's pretty devastating. Anyways, what I'm doing here is I'm making a big loop around. The idea here is not to get to the AC-130 as fast as possible, but to cause all the military guys to spawn on this map and have them chasing you, but having them go all over Kingdom Come trying to get to you. Once we make this loop around, I'm going to go all the way down here to the first AC-130.
What's wrong with you?
And we're going to jump out of this car, and we're going to run up and get it. Now, as I'm getting in this thing, I am holding down the left trigger to back up. And you're going to use that left trigger in the right bumper to try and angle this thing back into the left here and try to get it onto the runway here at the military base. Now keep in mind, as you're doing this took me a couple tries to get it to go. This is actually the third time I've stole the AC-130. So it is possible, guys. Once you get on this runway, you're going to start takeoff, but once you get up to speed, do not just take off right away. They got air, or ground to air missiles at this place, and they will take out at least 2 of your engines every time. The other 2 will burn up before you ever get to the airfield to store it. So you're going to lift off at the last second here, and then you're going to fly down and stay under their radar so they can't hit you with any of those missiles. Okay, that is pretty much the hardest part. The next part is just flying around, keeping it out of the view of basically the police helicopters, and that's going to be the most annoying part, because they just spawn randomly in front of you and there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Eventually some of them will just start spawning behind you, but in most cases when I've stole this, they tend to spawn to your left. And so what I do is I kind of usually angle this plane a little bit to the right and watch my radar. And when they spawn on, you'll be able to see that field of vision they have, and you just got to stay out of that. If you stay out of that, eventually you'll be clear. Usually you can get clear of your wanted rating before you even reach the airfield. Now, as of right now, guys, the only hangars I think you can store this plane in is the hangar at the actual airport. So it either has to be Michael or Franklin. I haven't confirmed whether or not you can do it with Trevor's hangar yet, which is something I'm going to try next. But once you get this 4-star rating going, you're going to land this thing and store it in your hangar. She's pretty slow, and there's no guns on this plane, guys. It's just try to steal this thing is mainly for the challenge, because it is the military base, and it's really slow takeoff, and more times than not you'll end up getting shot out of the plane, or a tank will blow you up. Or a key thing to remember when you're stealing this thing is to watch all 4 engines, because I've had plenty of times where I go to take off and 2 of my props quit out. And you're able to take off and get away from the military base, but the other 2 engines seem to burn up before you get into the airfield. And then you'll end up just crashing it in the ocean, and it was all for nothing. So I would definitely suggest doing a quick save right outside the military base, just in case these things happen. That way you don't have to get a car when you come out of the hospital and drive all the way back to the military base. I would definitely suggest going in through the front I have tried going through the back entrance of the military base, and it never seemed to work. But I have done it through the front of the military base. The second time I stole the AC-130, I stole it in the first try. Third time, it took several tries to get it right. And the first time took forever. I mean, probably a couple hours just trying to get down the right pattern and to be able to get out of that. So the key thing here is to not quit. Just learn from your mistakes, figure out what is working, what is not. Don't ever count on where tanks and things like that are going to spawn, because there have been times I've entered that military base and I mean there isn't a tank to be seen anywhere. But as you saw at the beginning of this video, I mean there was 2 tanks right at the beginning both trying to shoot me. So I mean, and if there are tanks, no big deal. It seems like most of the time when you get into the AC-130 and you get it to start backing up, the military stops shooting at you and instead they try to chase you in their jeeps. So the idea is really just to get it rolling, and usually you're pretty clear there. Now, just as a warning, sometimes when you do this, and I don't know why sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but the police choppers will sometimes come after you as soon as you enter the base. And when that happens, usually you don't get away, because they just shoot the piss out of you from the beginning, and as soon as you get in the AC-130, and even if you get it rolling, they're still shooting you, and usually 2 of your engines quit out, and at that point it's futile. So essentially here, you're going to put it in the hangar. Now you see AC-130 there. Went ahead and spawned in there, the one I had already before. But if you notice, the wing there on the right side of the plane broke off. So essentially this is all for nothing. You cannot store this plane in a hangar and get back to it. It is impossible. Every time it spawns in, it's either going to break that wing off, or it's going to explode. So doing this is for no reason at all. But it is challenging to get it out of there. It's something I can say I've done. A couple of my friends have tried and never been able to do it. I have done it 3 times now. So it's pretty fun just trying to get out of there. So like I said, guys, key points are to go through the front, make a large loop around, come back to the first AC-130, back it up to the left, get on that runway, keep an eye on your props, and fly low. And that's about it, guys. And that's how you get the AC-130 out of there. Alright, see you guys next time.